Hi, my name is Elaine, and in today's video, I'll be explaining why I think that September is actually the new January. So before I start all this, I just want to explain and kind of talk about the fact that I don't really think that New Year's resolutions are the best way to plan your life or to plan goals. I don't really think that you should just have this one time in the year where you plan what you're going to achieve over the next year and then just sort of hope that you stick to it for the next 12 months. I'm more of the type of person where I like to have ongoing goals. I like to reassess the goals, I like to change the goals, and over the course of 12 months, I might have loads of different goals. I might have one goal a week, I might have one goal every month, I might have one goal a day. However, I do believe that it can be helpful sometimes to sort of have a set time in the year where you do a little bit of a check-in, I suppose, and a bit of a reset. And traditionally, it's usually done in January. So you've had the indulgence of Christmas and you're ready to change your life in January. However, I think that that's possibly not the best time to do it. And actually, September is a better month to make New Year's resolutions. Okay, so the first point is that in September, in comparison to January, there is more forgiving weather. So in Ireland, January is a depressing enough month when it comes to weather. If you're in a country where the weather kind of possibly, stays pretty much the same, this may not apply to you. But in Ireland, there is a stark contrast between September weather and January weather. I decided to consult the internet to find out average temperatures. So in September, the temperature can vary from anywhere between 10 degrees and 17 degrees Celsius, which is, yes, it's quite a wide berth, but it's also nice enough temperatures, not too hot, not too cold. Obviously, as the month rolls on, it gets that little bit chillier and kind of edges towards the 10 degrees. Whereas in January, the average temperatures are usually between 2 and 8 degrees, which is cold. In September, it's also brighter longer. So from the 1st of September to the 30th of September, the hours of daylight drop from about nearly 14 hours to 12 hours. So that's quite a significant difference. However, by the end of the month, it's still bright by 7:30 in the morning and it doesn't get dark until about 7 p.m. So you nearly have that 12-hour window of brightness. What's great about that is that you tend to travel to work. If you're a normal office worker, you travel to work in the bright and you come home in the bright. And it gives you a little bit of time either side to maybe, if you have some exercise-based goals or outdoors-based goals, just to be able to fit those in outside your office hours. Contrast that to January 1st, and you're looking at 7.5 hours of daylight on that day. So it doesn't get bright until after 8:30 a.m. and it starts to get dark again at 4:15 a.m. So if you, like me and a lot of people, are an office worker, you go to work in the dark and you come home in the pitch dark. I don't know about you, but for me, I find it harder to be motivated to do things when I'm kind of deprived of sunshine. Yes, I try and get out during lunchtime and, but I just find that my mood is a lot lower, my motivation is lower, my energy levels are lower. I go to bed earlier, I wake up later, and I just find it's a harder time to be motivated to do anything. And I'm not just talking about exercise-based goals, even just sitting down and editing. Instead of sitting down and editing in the evening time, I just want to sit down on my bed and sleep. Also in September, the nature is nicer. The trees have leaves, the leaves are falling, it's all those gorgeous autumnal colours. There's a lot of anticipation and hope I find in the air, and the air is crisp. And, we're heading towards my favourite seasons, which are Halloween and Christmas. Whereas in January, it's a long stretch until it's the summertime again. And if you live anywhere similar to where I live, it didn't get properly warm this year until June. So that's like January, February, March, April, May. That's like 6 months of sort of cold weather before it's nice again. The second one then is that you're not bombarded with advertisements in the same way in September as you are in January. So if you think of the adverts that are out around Christmas time, they're all based on eat more food, put chocolate on everything, drink Prosecco for breakfast, eat more, indulge, party, kick back, relax, spend time with your family, eat more turkey, be in a turkey coma, sleep, food, party, drink, etc. Then January rolls around and it's all about don't eat anything, stop eating, you're fat, oh my god, look at yourself, what have you done? Get up, exercise, join the gym, lose weight, give up chocolate and get up off your arse and do something. Then if you look at September is traditionally back to school time. So the adverts are more things like based on new pencils, pens, get new planner, get your copybooks, get your new school bag, your new school uniform, lunches, here's how to meal prep. And I just think that it's more based on fresh starts. I don't know about you, but in January, I actually find the kind of bombardment of those advertisements, they're not helpful. If your goal is not to lose weight, but you're seeing all of these adverts coming in, maybe you might tweak your goal or do something that you don't want to do for your goal. I just think that there's a lot of negativity around the adverts that happen in January instead of the adverts that happen in September. September to me just feels more like a fresh start. And I just think that it makes it easier for you to set goals and to stick to them at that time rather than in January. And what goes along with that is that the fact that this back to school mentality is kind of ingrained in you from school. So since I started school, September always meant a fresh start, a new beginning, the start of something. Whereas January was always the middle of something. If you look at college, if you look at school, you look at primary school, September is the start, January is the middle, summertime is the end. Likewise, if you work in an office, summertime tends to be this sort of giddy time. It's a little bit incoherent in an office. A lot of people are on annual leave. It's harder to kind of get things done. In certain industries, things actually slow down in the summer to allow people to spend more time with their kids and families and to go away. Whereas when September rolls around, the kids are back in school, students are back in college, and there's just more of a sort of a get going motivation. Let's look at our company goals and move forward. And I think that being around that atmosphere and having that sort of fresh start, back to school mentality ingrained into you means that it is a more positive and it's an easier time for you to set those goals and perhaps stick to them better than you would in January. My fourth point then is that when you come to September, there's only 4 months left in the year. So this is something that I find about myself, and I don't know if there's psychology behind it, but I do think that there's some sort of an impact on the idea that you're setting a goal for 3 to 4 months rather than setting a goal for 12 months. So for instance, just say you had a fitness goal and you want to go to the gym. You could set your goal and say, okay, for the next 3 months, up until it gets to December, because December is a bit of a mad month, I'm going to go to the gym. In your head and in my head, to me, that is easier to achieve. It's less daunting than it would be on January 1st, knowing that I have to go to the gym for the next 11 months until December. Because I just find that if I try to set my goals in smaller increments of time, I tend to be more successful. And I think that at September, you can really sort of take advantage of this and the fact that there are only 4 months until the end of the year, and allow yourself just that short period of time to get a couple of goals done before the new year. And then the fifth one then is you will see progress before everyone else. So a lot of people will wait until January to set their goals, as is tradition. However, if you start your goal now, you're already 3 to 4 months ahead of everybody else when January rolls around. So for instance, just say you have a fitness goal and you really want to get fit, but you're like, oh, I'll just leave it off until January when everyone else is doing that. First off, the gym's already busy in January. I actually tend to avoid going to the gym as much as possible in January because it's so busy. Instead, I use January sort of to focus on just getting back to rights, and I try to maybe give myself a little treat, like a massage or get my hair done. It's also me and Ronan's anniversary around that time, and I spend a lot of time just sleeping, resting, recuperating after Christmas, so that when February, March happens, then I'm ready to sort of re-enter the world a bit. So I use January more as just get back to basics month. Whereas in September, I've had my rest, I've had my time off, I've had my sunshine, and I'm much more ready to get going on those goals. And then I know that by Christmas and by January, I'm already going to be 3 to 4 months in and 3 to 4 months ahead of myself by the time that rolls around. Same if you have a personal development goal. Just say you want to set up a business. Don't wait till January to start thinking about it. Start thinking about it now. Even that means that you could be ready to launch that business in January. Or if you're thinking of maybe, investing in yourself, doing a bit of personal development or education, a lot of these part-time courses, they take on people in September. So you could have already completed a course between now and January, rather than just waiting until January to sort of get your life together. And if you've got to the end of this video and you're like, that's great, this is brilliant, I'm going to set my goals for September, but you have no idea how to do that, I am going to plan a full video on goal setting and how I set my goals. However, I just want to give you 3 top tips when setting a goal, just to maybe help you along now. And if you want to find out more, there are loads of resources all over the internet and lots of YouTube videos on how people set different goals. There's lots of planners and things that you can buy. But for right now, my top tips are that you need to make your goals specific, manageable, and over a set period of time. So 2 examples would be, instead of saying, I want to eat healthier, you could set your goal that for the first week in September, you're going to cook your dinner for 6 days out of that week and just get a takeaway one night. So first off, that's for a set period of time. It's 6 days over the next 7 days. It's specific, so it's all about cooking your own meals, and it's achievable. Likewise with exercise, you might have this goal that you're just going to go to the gym more. So what is going to the gym more? That's such a vague thing. And how do you measure that? Well, instead you could reframe your goal and you could say, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week for the next 4 weeks, and then I'm going to see how I get on. And the 2 days I'm going to go to the gym are Tuesday and Thursday. And then you have that set in. It's an easier goal. It's a manageable goal. It's only 2 days out of your week, and it's only for 4 weeks. So if after the 4 weeks and the 8 times that you go to the gym you hate it, you can reassess and come up with a new goal. And that is it for today's video. If you are planning to set some goals, please let me know what your goal is in the comments below and we can have a chat about it. And as always, if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel out a lot. If you're new here and you like this content, please click the subscribe button. And of course, you can follow me on all of my social media links. And I'll be back with another video in 1 or 2 Sundays' time. Thanks for watching.